Welcome back to another episode of In the End There's Always a Disney Guide. Before we get into today's episode, make sure you go to DisneyGuide.com, go to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to my social media links, and check everything out on my YouTube channel as well, and subscribe there too. So and subscribe to my blog as well, almost forgot. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about a few things. We're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Empire. As you guys know, Empire was canceled due to what happened with Jussie Smollett. I don't know if you guys remember. Jussie Smollett faked a really serious allegation. And he created a setup where to make it pretend like he was actually assaulted when he really wasn't. And that caused Lee Daniels and the other creators to cancel the show because of the whole drama and the whole mess. And honestly, Empire could have still kept going if he wouldn't have messed up. But that's why season six was the last season, and it was shorter because one of COVID, of course. COVID kind of limited things. COVID really limited a lot of stuff. As to when it pertains to TV shows and stuff like that. And we're also going to be talking about grownish, you guys. So guess what? I know you guys know that grownish premiered. Well, grownish went on a hiatus, of course, and they went on a really long break, and we didn't know when it was going to come back. I didn't even know until they released that trailer for January 20 something. I forgot what it was. And we returned with season 3, episode 9, public service announcement. All episodes are streaming on cw.disneyguide.com. You can check those out as well. So yeah, it was all of them were streaming, right? So everything is streaming and now, and as we talk about, if you don't remember, Doug and Jazz went on a little hiatus. Not a hiatus. They went on a little break because Jazz needed to focus on her track, practices. But unfortunately Jazz didn't make it because she slipped up. She still slipped up with a different guy. In episode 14, we basically discussed two things. In episode 14 we discussed Vivek's sexuality and then the whole situation with Doug and Jazz, but that's on and off situation though. So we don't know when they are they back together? I think they are still together. I think they are. I don't know yet for sure. I forgot. But the 4th season for Grownish, the senior year season was renewed all the way in January of 2020. And it's actually going to be back this summer on August during, when the year is out, when school year is out, when school's closed and stuff like that. That's when the episode will premiere. But all episodes are streaming right now. Make sure you go watch it. The teaser is out, as well as the season 3 finale is out as well. So we're gonna talk about Grey's Anatomy now. I don't know if you noticed, but they started comparing Lexi's return to Stabler's return, and they were saying which one was better. Obviously, Grey's Anatomy one was better. And don't get me wrong, I love Law and Order, but Lexi is just better. And what they did with what they did with Stabler, it was weird because not only did we thought that he was going to come back to Law and Order SVU, they brought him back, but they brought him back as a guest in Law and Order SVU, and then they created him a spinoff show for him when they could have just returned him back to SVU. So that was kind of the biggest difference between the two, and that's why Grey's Anatomy wins in this case. And then Grey's Anatomy cast a new character, Robert I. Mesa. Um, we don't know who this guy is. Who this guy is, but let's see, Robert I. Mesa. Who is he? Yeah, they said that he's going to be joining. They said that he's his character. It says Grey's Anatomy cast Robert I. Mesa, the first indigenous doctor on the show. Robert I. Mesa, who made his debut on Grey's Anatomy in the third episode of this season, playing intern James. She has been bumped up to a reoccurring cast member on the ABC medical drama. Chi is the first indigenous doctor Grey's Anatomy in its 17 seasons, and he will appear. He will next appear in the episode airing on April 15. So, Chi was introduced as part of the new class of interns at Graceland Memorial Hospital who are embarking on their career as doctors during the COVID-19 pandemic in the first episode. Chi was hazed by neurosurgeon Tom Karasik and forced to do data entry only to discover the reason it wasn't working was that all of the patients had died of COVID. He will be featured in several more episodes this season. The April 15th episode will continue to take on timely events according to logline Maggie. Will treat a patient wounded in Seattle protests while other doctors struggle to help a COVID denier who presumably has COVID. Mesa in early 2020 he performed the first. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that, but this season of Grey's Anatomy has covered the pandemic from the doctor's perspectives and the show's central characters. The future of the show itself is in limbo right now as Pompeo is negotiating her contract. Recently, showrunner Kristen Vernoff told Variety that she's planning for both contingencies of a season and series finale, and it's a source of frustration at this point. Like I said, it would have been best if they did end the show because it's a good show, but at some point it's got to end. I mean, at some point. Unfortunately, every show has to end at some point. It's not going to stay on forever. But I mean, honestly, when I saw the Grey's Anatomy season 17 episode what was it? Was it episode 10? When I saw the episode 11 promo, I thought that they were killing not killing. I thought that Schmidt caught COVID. And I'm wondering, is that a plot line they're probably going to do? Is Schmidt going to catch COVID? Because if he does, I wouldn't really. I mean, I would be very shocked. But if they do decide that, that'll be really awesome. As far as for the storyline, it will be cool for the character because obviously, I mean that's bad. But I'm gonna see Will Schmidt get COVID on Grey's Anatomy. Will Schmidt get COVID on Grey's Anatomy? Okay. I need to know. Because if they do decide that, I mean, it's going to be hard on a lot of people. But, oh my gosh, if they kill off another character, I know people ain't going to be able to take it. That's going to be an even huger sign. It says, yes, another glorious day at Greystone Memorial, the place where everything is truly terrible. The new fun problem is a ventilator shortage, yada, 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 yada. The two people that named is meant to memorialize are on Meredith's death beach this week. Yes, that's right. Both the Gray and the Sloan of Gray Sloan has arrived. Yep, Lexi and Mark. What I want to know is that back in that land of the living, they're thinking about taking Meredith off the vent because her stats have been super good. The ventilator situation is bleak. Maggie is in charge of both Marcella and Veronica. I just need to know is Schmidt, if they're okay. So I don't know for sure, but it could happen, it could not happen. I guess we have to find out when episode 11 premieres. But thank you for listening in to today's episode. I love you guys so much, and make sure you subscribe and follow this podcast on both Google and Spotify. And yeah, thank you for listening in. Bye bye.